In the continuing spirit of trying to introduce more people to the world of indie perfumery out there, I wanted to devote this video to an introduction and review of a scent from, again, a house I've never spoken of before. The house is called Meshaz Natural Perfumes. It is run by a woman named Misha Munyan, who lives in California and creates her entire line on her own. I think she has 7 or 8 perfumes, I'm not sure. She sent me a sample of everything except 1 or 2 of her perfumes. Very, very generous of her. And the one I want to talk about tonight is the sample, small writing, so I'm going to sort of turn it around for you. It's Zauvage, like Sauvage, but with a Z. All of her perfumes have Z's in the places of S's. So that's sort of a little tag of her house. This perfume was the one that I was most interested in trying because of its description on her website. This is a rose fragrance that looked very, very good. Some people might know lately rose and jasmine have just been really doing it for me lately. So this got me excited. I contacted her, and after having read about her a little bit, I wanted to talk to her even more. So I contacted her, got my hands on this, and was just... I really, really like this. So I wanted to tell you guys about it. Misha Munyan is an independent... I said she lived in California. That is not true. She lives in Sequim, Washington, where she runs a small farm where she grows and distills her own lavender, which she makes into botanical tinctures and oils. In fact, if you do a little bit of research into lavender, you'll find her name keeps popping up all over the place online because she's actually a nationally recognized expert when it comes to lavender cultivars, cultivation, and lavender oils. Her line is relatively small, like I said, 7 or 8 perfumes, but it really runs the gamut from, you have this perfume called Yuzu, which is a U-Z-Z-U, Y-U-Z-Z-U. It's bright, of course, like the tangy Japanese citrus fruit is, to the comforting scent called spiced cocoa, to the lush, spicy, and ultra-refined, I think, Zauvage, or Zauvage, or Savage. Like many perfumers, she has a passion for raw, all-natural ingredients, and as such you won't find any synthetics, no aroma chemicals except for naturally occurring ones, of course. Everything you smell is a chemical, by the way, guys. It's just some of them are made in a laboratory and some aren't. So no artificial fixatives, nothing like that. Nothing that's going to make you possibly break out into hive. Lost my sample for a second. Excuse me. At the beginning of the year, I found myself developing a love for all kinds of, well, I guess more kinds of florals. Roses, jasmine especially. From the simple soliflor to deep, dark, resinous, mysterious, animalistic florals. And as soon as I saw this fragrance and its notes, I knew that I really wanted to try it, especially this one. So let me tell you a little bit about the note breakdown. The notes include clove bud, black pepper, cardamom, ginger lily, Moroccan rose, jasmine sambac, prue balsam, oud, and castoreum. Zauvage opens with a slightly, what I would call an anisic note, but I can't quite pin it down. I can't detect what it is from the notes. It might be fennel, it might be anise, the herb that you cook with, but it smells like something in that family. And then you get the sense that you've wandered into this spice bazaar in Marrakesh. You get clove, you get cardamom, you get black pepper. Those are the ones that I can safely pick out. It's really lush and big, and impressively big for a natural. The anise note and the spices come together to sort of remind me of maybe a spice shop or a bazaar, but it also has a vaguely medicinal quality that reminds me of an apothecary shop. There's some smoke and maybe a little bit of incense in there thrown in too. At the heart, what you really get is a spicy, austere Moroccan rose, but there's also a very prominent jasmine sambac absolute. So prominent actually that the rose and the jasmine actually sort of share the stage. Like I said, my heart has recently begun to sort of go aflutter. You can even tell I dropped my sample. I was so excited at the smell of jasmine. So I was really happy to find a rose perfume that can be able to share the stage with something like jasmine, which just has this reputation for being so big that it can very easily take over a perfume. Everything sits on a beautiful base of dry cedar and oud. Being a natural perfume, Zauvage is, at least according to the rumor, not supposed to have a long life, but it performs very well for me at a solid 6 hours, which is really at the top, if not above, what I would expect a natural to perform at. And one or two, certainly one of those, that first hour, we're talking several feet of sillage. It leaves a very, very prominent trail. That quickly, after an hour or two, goes away, and the trail becomes smaller. It doesn't become a skin scent for probably 3 or 4 hours. So for a natural, one of the best performances I've probably ever smelled or experienced. Needless to say, if you appreciate what a master of natural perfumery can do, the 100% all-natural factor is just one more reason to appreciate this. That something that is all-natural can perform so well is nice to know. Misha told me that she called this fragrance her hussy, and I can see why. In a world full of sugar water trying to pass off itself as perfume, pass under the radar as perfume, Zauvage really sets a standard for rose perfumes. It's different. It's really boldly different with that sort of medicinal note, the oud, and all of the spices. It was quite nice. I've smelled probably a dozen or so oud rose fragrances, and this one is different enough to warrant getting your hands on. By the way, this is one of the most decently priced indie perfumes you you may have experienced. Her bottles come in, if I'm not mistaken, I don't have the information in front of me right now, but if memory serves correctly, they come in 35 ml bottles, so you're getting right over an ounce, and 1.1 to 1.2 ounces, something like that, for under $90. I think for the quality, for the staying power, that's a steal. Especially as far as this particular perfume is concerned. I haven't tested the staying power of all the others, but for this, that's Christmas list worthy for me. So it's probably going on my next Christmas list, actually. Scents like this one really make me want to become a better reviewer, to be able to sort of suss out that note at the top I still can't quite get my nose around, but it's something I'm very, very interested in owning a full bottle of. So, let me show you the sample one more time. There you go. Zauvage. This is from the house of Misha Munyan at Meshaz Natural Perfumes. Have a great night, guys. Bye.